bartending, I guess about 4 years now. I've worked in the industry kind of on and off my whole life. My first liquor job was in 2006. I was living in Washington, D.C., and worked for Diageo. Not bartending, just doing sampling. Like I would pour a shot of Bailey's and hand it to somebody, or dressed up as Captain Morgan, and I would just high-five people, have arm wrestling matches, pour shots, things like that. Then I moved back to Chicago shortly after that. So I was working under Mike Ryan, who's now the head bartender at Sable. He was at the Violet Hour prior to that. So he left the restaurant I was at, Odom, which was Moto's sister restaurant. Mike had been running the bar program. He trained me as his backup bartender. He left. It kind of devolved on me. I had very little practical experience, but I trained with Mike for about 6 months and took the bar program over about 4 years ago and ran it for about a year, and then quit to go to grad school, and had a few things come up and got back into bartending. Ended up at Sable with Mike, and that was kind of the launching pad for all this. Today I'm making a drink that was on our February cocktail list. It's called the Sicilian Dragon. It's one of my drinks. Came up with it last winter, and it's kind of a warming drink, I guess. As we're getting into 85, 90 degree weather, it might not be thoroughly appropriate, but it's a drink with a lot of spice flavors, a lot of really deep flavors. It's kind of warming, comforting. For me, I think about cocktails very much in terms of like a theory of construction. What is each ingredient accomplishing? My first thought is balance. And then the second thought is accents. So the drink contains like a fat heavy quarter of an ounce of honey syrup. We take 3 parts honey to 1 part warm water, because at that ratio it'll still pour. If you just have straight honey, and especially if it's chilled at all, the viscosity is too high. It won't come out of your pour spout. So quarter ounce honey syrup. Quarter ounce, about 9 to 10 dashes of Angostura bitters. Then an ounce of gin using Beefeater, classic London Dry. 2 ounces of Averna, which is a Sicilian digestivo. So after a big meal, you'll take a shot of Averna. I love Amari in general. I love Averna particularly. It's one of my very favorites. So I wanted to create a drink that expressed the spectrum of the flavors you find in Averna. And I feel like when you just take a shot of it or sip it or whatever after a big meal, as is customary, you miss out on some of those nuances. You have to really dig for some of those flavors because they're so tightly bundled. The last element is a whole egg, so this is a flip in terms of style. And the egg is basically to space it out and to provide a rich texture, really full body for the drink. So you can think of it kind of as a neutral decomplicator along with the dilution that you're going to get from shaking with ice. So the name Sicilian Dragon comes from... it's a chess reference. There's one of the most popular openings in the world for white is the Ruy Lopez opening. It dates back to the 16th century in Spain. So a lot of people believe the most aggressive opening for white, most aggressive conventional opening. And there's a kind of obscure defense to the Ruy Lopez, which is the Sicilian Dragon. It refers to the pawn formation and then a fianchettoed bishop on black side. Averna is from Sicily. And so is my dad's dad. So there were just a lot of random tie-ins, but it's a composite of all these things that are interesting to me or emotionally significant in some way. So we've got a fresh nutmeg. Just gonna grate across the top. I love the aromatic lift that the freshly grated nutmeg provides, especially with a drink like this with all those spice-driven flavors. So that is the Sicilian Dragon.